Well, good morning. It's a rough looking plunge, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Day 18, March 21st. Yesterday in the video we talked a little bit about possibility of some rain and things like that. We started out with a pretty warm night, I think, didn't we?
Real nice, yeah.
Actually had to get rid of the bag liner. I was too hot. And then it was somewhere around 5-ish this morning. I got to hearing the wind, and I listened to see if it was rain, and I heard Abuelo ask me, "Are you awake?" And then we got to talking about it, and we decided to get up, break camp early, and he pulled up the satellite weather report, and it was what?
20% chance of wintry mix. It's going to be a
heavy wintry mix.
Heavy wintry mix, a high of 39 today, and getting colder. So it's 39 now, and it's cooled a lot even since 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
it's cloudy. When we got up, it was clear.
Yeah.
And now it's cloudy. And the big thing is we wanted to get everything on us, get it in the dry and keep it dry today. As long as it's dry, it doesn't matter if it's cold. We can handle the cold. So
see, I've got my buff pulled up over my neck and ears, so yeah.
I've got my rain jacket and my pack cover on and my shorts on, so I'm good. But we're just going to go from shelter to shelter and evaluate, and I guess the first shelter is within about 4.5 miles from here now. So
right after we get to Max Patch, so we'll see.
Max Patch is up on top of the mountain, and there's no shelter whatsoever, and I want to get across that before any weather comes, if we possibly can. But that's it. Good night. Didn't have any cell coverage or anything like that, but we're just on the move early today and just trying to stay ahead of this weather and stay on top of it. And main thing is stay dry. I mean, we can stay warm if we can stay dry. I mean, we can stay warm even if we're wet, but it makes it a lot easier if you're dry. So let's go on up the trail and see what else we can find today. Going across Max Patch. Fog, wind, a little bit of frozen precipitation. This is supposed to be a highlight of the trip. Good weather. Says avoid it in bad weather. Here we are. Coming across Max Patch, staggering because the wind keeps blowing us over a little bit. But we're trying.
This is epic.
It is epic. I feel like I'm on Everest or something, huh?
I know. I mean, this is no view, but this is pretty impressive how windy and I knew it was going to be exposed. This is pretty tough up here.
It is. Absolutely. You got to get a selfie during all this. So I had to get a selfie. And here we are. Click. About to drop the phone. Let's get off here. What do you say? I did drop it. Okay, we had went about 10.5 miles. Got to Walnut Mountain Shelter. Stopped and had some lunch. Starting back out. I think the weather is supposed to start getting better here shortly. As you can see, the snow and freezing rain and sleet and everything. Abuelo got up ahead of me while I was getting my phone out to shoot the video. But we're going to look at about another 5 or 6 miles today, and if the weather is still bad, we may push even further to find another shelter. So we'll just have to wait and see. The big thing is getting over this hill, mountain or whatever. As you can see, it's still spitting ice, snow, sleet, whatever. Got a little ice on his pack. Got a little snow up under the shrubs, and we thought the weather was going to break for us here in the next hour or so. We'll just have to wait and see. Wind doesn't seem to be as bad, but and we've topped a ridge, and we believe it may be the last one until we get to Hot Springs, a real major one. So we're hoping that the next day and a half will be either level or downhill somewhat. We're coming down. Wind's blowing, ice falling out of the trees. I got some ice growing in my beard and mustache. Check the thermometer, it's 24 degrees. So you can see behind me, it's pretty foggy and cold. Don't know if you can see it's cold, but take my word for it, it's cold. It's a little old salamander on the trail. Black with white spots. Apparently something has tried to get him because he's lost part of his tail. And they lose their tail to save themselves, so. Alright, sure he's kind of cool right now. Look at him, there he's moving. He's moving for the camera. Okay, we're about a half a mile from where we wanted to camp. Oh, and there's blue skies, and the sun's coming out. We can't, it's great. Trails are downhill, the sun's coming out, and there's blue skies. And we're almost to the campsite for the day, and it's early. So, I mean, it doesn't get any better. Tell me, abuelo, tell me about your day. Look at me and tell me about your day.
Well, you can see I'm still pretty bundled up. It's cool, but this is like balmy weather after what we just went through from max patch for about 4 hours. In the 20s, wind blowing, 4 hours of snow, ice on everything. Our hydration tubes are frozen, and here it is. The sun's back out, and it's wonderful. And blue skies. Hey, it's amazing to see the differences in the weather as we hike.
And we thought the Smokies were.
Yeah, we thought what we had is what we thought we'd see in the Smokies. Today beat the Smokies for weather big time.
It was pretty nasty weather, but it's a day that you and I will remember.
Oh, fondly.
All right, we got the Garenflo Gap. That was, what, 268 miles and some change. And there was a sign there, and about a mile and a half down the road is some bunk houses, $15 a bunk. And we called on the radio, but they were all, the shuttle service was tied up at 2 different places. So we talked to the owners, and we've got a couple of bunks, $15 a piece. And so it's gonna be down 29 tonight. So we're just gonna walk down a little mile and a half down the road. Shouldn't be that big a deal. And we'll be dry and warm tonight, and freshen up a little bit, and that way we can we'll get shuttled back up to the where we just left off, and then we're like, what is it, 8 miles or 7 miles into Hot Springs from here, from up there? 7 miles.
Yeah.
So we'll get dropped off in the morning. We'll be 7 miles. By lunchtime, or maybe before, we'll be in Hot Springs, North Carolina. So this way, there was some good tent sites back there that we could have used, but we just felt like with the temperatures dropping and what we just went through, that a $15 bunk would be a good investment at this time. All right, end of day 18. We got 17.6 miles in, and we got the Garenflo Gap. That makes a total of 268.3 miles on the Appalachian Trail. When we got to the gap, the weather had changed. As you can see, I'm kind of wind burnt.
chapped, I guess. I'm kind of red looking. But we got at the trailhead there at the Gap, there was an advertisement for a hostel about 1.5 miles away. It's called the Happy Gnome Mad Hiker Hostel, and so we called for the shuttle, and the shuttles were busy going to get other people, but so we just end up walking here. So we've got a bunk. That's my bunk. $15 for tonight, and the wind is blowing outside. It's going to get down to around 30 or so, and so we figured this would be a good place to stop. We're 7 miles from Hot Springs, so they'll shuttle us up back to the trailhead in the morning. We'll hike into Hot Springs, get us a place there, and spend the night tomorrow night. So we will be in the warm for the next 2 nights. So hopefully the cold spell will be done. But that's about it. Very epic day through all the freezing rain, wind, snow, ice, you name it. And but we really had a good time. We were warm, dry, and we just gritted our teeth and endured it, and really it was enjoyable. So that's about it from here. So from the old man, keep on trucking.